Next, we have Shaun Heald, followed by Renee Ward. Welcome to the committee, Shaun.
Thank you. I speak on behalf of the Libertarian Party of Kansas, District 4. I've been in Spirit for 14 years, and there is major resistance to these mandates at all levels out there. We've had a rough 3 years between the max grounding and COVID causing layoffs and furloughs. The mandates are being cruelly enforced around the country with many unjust denials of exemptions as well as unemployment. The effects of this are going to ripple through the economy. This was sprung on us at the last minute, giving us little time to prepare. Most of us are not easily replaced. We already have supply chain issues. Do you guys think our supply chain or our economy can sustain another self-inflicted wound? We're being made to choose between our careers and our health, life, liberty, dignity, or even our soul. Whatever the reason, there's no more sacred right than self-ownership. How can we trust government to decide what must go into our bodies to qualify for civil rights? How long will these mandates last? Are the boosters going to be required? Those who welcome this mandate may recall a time when they did not so readily trust the president's actions. Fear and confusion are key components of psychological warfare. The CDC says 720,000 have died of COVID and downplays the fact that 95% of these deaths had an average of 4 comorbidities, while only 5% died of COVID alone. Survival rate is over 99%, yet hospital subsidies, inaccurate testing, statistical manipulation, and ever-shifting, often contradictory official narratives work to keep us confused and afraid. The same pressure applies to vaccine injuries and deaths. Those that happen after the first shot but before fully vaccinated status are classified as COVID. Whistleblowers have repeatedly exposed this pressure to not file VAERS reports, yet over 17,000 deaths and over 800,000 adverse events from COVID vaccines have been filed. That's far more than all other vaccines combined. Natural immunity has been well documented to be longer lasting and more protective against variants than vaccination, yet antibody testing is off the table. The vaccine suppression of symptoms can be done with diet and exercise, supplements like vitamin C and D3, quercetin, zinc, N-acetylcysteine, and early treatments with ivermectin and monoclonal antibodies. The research on all this is abundant. Despite the relentless propaganda from the corporate press and public health experts, many of us know about the attempted cover-up of gain-of-function research funding. The development of these vaccines was also subsidized and rushed through safety testing. Tax dollars shield these corporations from liability and buy the supposedly free shots, which have made nearly a dozen new big pharma billionaires. This is a transfer of wealth and largely caused the inflation, as 40% of all dollars were created last year. All of this incentivizes sacrificing public health for corporate profits. Around the world, millions of people march in open defiance of their government's attempts to starve them into submission. Increasingly brutal methods are used to suppress them. Human rights are under assault, and the U.S. is in the crosshairs. The vaccine passport is the crucial first step towards a social credit system. It must be resisted now, before Americans are backed into corners. We cannot allow such madness in a nation with hundreds of millions of firearms and the most powerful military in history. An armed society must be a polite society. Help us resist this medical apartheid. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Heald. And next we have